Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss you another disease condition from community health nursing, which is trachoma. Coming to the topic here, this trachoma, it is a chronic infectious disease of conjunctiva and cornea, and it is mainly caused by the organism called as Chlamydia trachomatis. And here this trachoma, it undergoes spontaneous resolution and it may progress into conjunctival scarring. So we have trichiasis and entropion. So trichiasis means nothing but ingrown or introversion of eyelashes. So you can see it in the picture here clearly. So if you see here, the eyelashes which are present, they are ingrown and they are mainly irritating the cornea and conjunctiva, which is causing to the corneal ulceration, and later it is leading to scarring and visual loss. And what is this entropion? Entropion means nothing but, if you see here, the underlying eyelashes means the downward eyelashes which are present. These lashes are irritating the cornea again. If you see in trichias, the upper eyelid lashes are irritating, and if you see in entropion, you can observe the lower eyelashes irritating the cornea, which is ultimately resulting in corneal ulceration, and it is leading to scarring and sometimes visual loss. So it is classified as blinding or non-blinding. So coming to the WHO grading system here, so we have trachomatous inflammation follicular, we have trachomatous inflammation intense, we have trachomatous scarring, we have trachomatous trichias, and other one is corneal opacity. So I'll discuss clearly here. So if you see here, this is normal tarsal conjunctiva. So for examination, the upper eyelid is turned over and everted. So you can notice large deep lining of blood vessels that mainly run vertically. So you can see here, this is completely normal tarsal conjunctiva. If you see trachomatous inflammation in the picture here, whenever you are opening the whenever you are averting the upper eyelid, so you can see presence of 5 or more follicles. You can see presence of 5 or more follicles on the upper tarsal conjunctiva, and each one is at least measuring 0.5 mm in size. If you see trachomatous intense, it is pronounced as inflammatory thickening of upper tarsal of conjunctiva, which obscures more than 1/2 of the normal tarsal vessels. So you can see it in the picture here. When it is trachomatous inflammation follicular, we can see presence of 5 or more follicles on the upper tarsal conjunctiva. But when it is intense, you can see inflammatory thickening of upper tarsal conjunctiva, which obscures more than 1/2 of the normal tarsal vessels. Coming to the trachomatous scarring here, you can see there is presence of easily visible white lines. So you can see here, these are the white lines, bands or sheets in the tarsal conjunctiva. Scarring may be obscure to tarsal vessels. So whatever the blood vessels are present here, the scarring of the blood vessels will take place in this trachomatous scarring. Coming to the trachomatous trichiasis, you can see at least one eyelash that rubs the globe, evidence of recently removed or turned lash, which is called as epileption. So you can see here, the upper eyelash, it is irritating mainly the cornea. If you see the corneal opacity here, you can see the presence of an easily visible corneal opacity that obscures at least a part of papillary margin. So you can see here clearly in the picture. So these are various grading system according to the WHO. What we have trachomatous if we can see in normal tarsal conjunctiva, all the blood vessels are vertical, and you can notice the large deep lining blood vessels that mainly run vertically. If you see in follicular, we can observe more than 5 or more follicles. If you see in intense inflammation, there is more thickening of the upper tarsal conjunctiva. If you see in trachomatous scarring, you can observe these white lines. These are These are the scarrings which are present in the tarsal conjunctiva. If in trachomatis tracheasis, you can observe the upper eyelid hair which is irritating the cornea or conjunctiva, and in corneal opacity you can observe the corneal opacity that obscures at least a part of pupillary margin. So these are types according to the WHO. Coming to the global scenario here, so this trachoma, it is a global health problem and it is present across 41 countries of Africa, Central and South America, Asia, Australia and Middle East, and it is responsible for irreversible blindness or visual impairment in about 1.9 million people. So the cases are about 1.4 of all blindness are occurring due to this trachoma, and economic cost from blindness and visual impairment is about $2.9 to $5.3 million annually, and now it is including up to 8 billion when trichiasis is included. So coming to the India here, so you can see it was the most important cause of blindness, that is from 1950s, and over 50% of the population affected in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, and it is estimated that the total visual impairment or blindness which is occurring in India accounts about 0.2% because of this disease trachoma. So National Trachoma Survey report, that is from 2014 to 2017, it had declared that India is free from this infective trachoma, and active trachoma infection eliminated among children in all surveyed districts with overall prevalence rate of only 0.7%. If you see the disease pockets, so North Indian states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Nicobar Islands are having this disease pockets. Coming to the epidemiology of the disease. So if you see here, mainly there are two types: classical endemic trachoma and the sexually transmitted trachoma. So in this classical endemic trachoma, chlamydia trachomatis of immune types A, B and C are responsible. In sexually transmitted chlamydia trachomatis serotypes, that is D, E, F, G, H, I, J or K. So it may also infect eyes, which is including the conjunctivitis, and it rarely produces the permanent visual loss and may cause respiratory infections in infants. Coming to the other pathogenic organisms such as Morax Exenfield diplobacillus, it is the most innocuous organism. Next one is Koch Weeks bacillus, it is the most widespread organism, and Gonococcus, which is very danger. So if you see here, chlamydia trachomatis, it is an obligatory intracellular bacteria, and the reservoir are mainly the children with active disease and chronically affected older children and adults. Coming to the source of infection here, we have ocular discharge of eyes of infected persons and fomites. What is the source of infection? Whatever the ocular discharge which is coming from the infected persons. And coming to the communicability, it is having very low infectivity, and it is infective as long as the active lesions are present on the conjunctiva. So if you see here, coming to the host factors, so mainly if you see the age group, mainly the children who are 2 to 5 years of age are affected, and in endemic areas children show signs at the age of only a few months. So within few months, in case of endemic areas, you can observe the signs and symptoms of this disease trachoma. Coming to the sex here, so prevalence is equal in younger age groups, but in older age groups females are most affected compared to males. Coming to the predisposing factors here, so direct sunlight, dust, smoke and irritant like kajal or surma, these are the agents which are responsible for causing the disease trachoma. If you see the environmental factors, favorable environmental factors, so seasonal epidemics with more eye-seeking flies. So where there are more eye-seeking flies, there you can observe more number of trachoma cases. So high temperature and rainfall favors the increase in flies. So in India, April, May and again during July and September, we can see more number of trachoma cases. Coming to the environmental risk factors which are influencing the disease transmission, where there are more number of crowded households, and where there is water shortage, and where there is inadequate latrines and sanitation facilities, and low quality of life such as poverty, overcrowding, ignorance, and poor personal hygiene, illiteracy, and poor housing. So these are some of the favorable conditions. And if some people who are using some custom traditions, when they apply this kajal or surma, if they are not washing their hand properly, or if that kajal or surma which was applied, if it is causing any kind of irritation, or if it contains any kind of dust or infective materials, then it will lead to the condition trachoma. So coming to the modes of transmission here. So in endemic communities, eye-to-eye transmission we can see. So direct or indirect contact with ocular discharges of infected persons or formites, fingers, towels, kajal or surma. So whenever a person who is infected with this disease trachoma, so you can observe the discharge from the eyes. You can observe discharge from the eyes, and so whatever the fluid which is getting discharged, if we are coming in contact with those infected person, or if the fingers are coming in contact, or the towels or the kajal or surma which was used by the person, if we are touching with to our eyes, then it is mainly causing the disease transmission. And you can see the mechanical transmission also, that is by eye seeking flies. So female Musca sorbens and Musca domestica flies are responsible for this transmission of disease. If you see in areas with sporadic cases, we can see mostly venereal transmission, and we can observe familial disease. If coming to the incubation period, the incubation period is about 5 to 12 days. So this is the life cycle of a trachoma. You can see the infected eyes. So flies carrying the microorganisms land on children's eyes to feed on discharge. So if you see here, if a child is getting infected here, these flies, what are the flies here? The flies are female Musca sorbens and Musca domestica flies. So whenever these these flies are coming in contact with the feeding with this eye discharge, these microorganisms are getting feeded with the these insects are getting feeded with the microorganisms. So family contacts, so mainly the person who takes care of the children are also getting the infection. So dirty hands or face cloths also spread the disease here. So spreading out, coming to the spreading out, the flies that breed on human feces spread the disease to the others. So this is how the life cycle of trachoma is traveling. So when a person is infected here, when these flies are coming and contacting or coming and feeding on this eye discharge, these flies are getting infected, and the person who is taking care of the child also is getting infected, and the clothes and other articles which were used by the infected persons are also getting infected. So whenever these infected materials are touched by the other healthy person, then you can result in the new case of trachoma. So here it is mainly transmitting through the feces also. So these feces are contaminating fluids, fingers, flies, and field floors. So where there is no sanitation of latrine, there you can observe the contamination of all these items. So if the water supply is not in a proper manner, if the safe water supply is not in a proper manner, so these fluids can contaminate the food. Even the contaminated fingers can contaminate the food. If the flies which are infected are coming and falling on the food, they can contaminate the food and field floors, because in the contaminated areas, if you are cultivating, it will result in the contaminated food. Then from whenever a new person is eating the food, it will result in a new host. Whenever a person is drinking the fluid which is infected with this organism, then it will result in a new host. Direct contact through fingers also result in a new host. Direct contact with the flies, when an infected fly is coming and touching the conjunctiva of a healthy child or healthy person, then it will result in the new host. And field floors and infected objects, when a healthy person is touching, it may also result in the new infection or new host. This is the life cycle of trachoma. So you can see here, overcrowding, decreased water supply, and decreased latrine. So it will gives rise to decreased latrine will gives rise to more number of flies. So decreased water, it will family knowledge attitudes will practice, means where there is decreased amount of water, there the personal hygiene is decreased, and where the overcrowding is there the persons will sleep together. So all these favors are favoring the disease to get transmitted. If there is lack of water supply, then there is lack of facial cleanness. If a person is not cleaning his face properly, the infection which is present will go and infect the person. The infection which is present on the face may enter into the eye whenever they are not following proper facial cleanliness. So it will result in trachomatous inflammation. It may be follicular or it may be intense. That means more than 5 blood vessels can involve, or more number of the blood vessels in the tarsal conjunctiva can be inflamed. So it will lead into trachomatous conjunctival scarring, trichiasis and corneal opacity. So these corneal opacity, trichiasis and conjunctival scarring, it will lead into blindness. Again, poverty. Poverty is again leading to the overcrowding and decreased water supply and no proper latrine facilities. Like this, the trachoma and blindness cycle will rotate. So how we can control this disease, trachoma? So what are all the elements which are included means, mainly we have to go for assessment of the problem, then chemotherapy. So mass chemotherapy we are giving and selective treatment also we are giving. In case of surgical interventions are needed, we are giving the surgical correction, surveillance is given, proper health education is given, and evaluation of the problem and program which has been implemented. So coming to the needs of assessment of problem here, firstly we have to go for the primary objective. What is the primary objective here? Primary objective is to control the trachoma, mainly to prevent the blindness. And next one is focus on the communities with high prevalence of blinding trachoma. So we can focus on the communities where there is mainly the problem blinding of trachoma based on the corneal blindness, trachomatous, trichiasis and entropion, and moderate and severe trachomatous inflammation. So these communities which are having the blindness rates more than 0.5%, so they require the proper surveillance, and they also require information on local conditions and existing resources. Next one is chemotherapy. So the main objective of this chemotherapy is to mainly reduce the disease trachoma, and also they want to lower the incidence, and then the prevalence also will get down. Whenever the incidence is reducing, ultimately the prevalence also will get down. Next one is antibiotic choice. So 1% ophthalmic ointment or oily suspension of tetracyclines is used here, and erythromycin and rifampicin are also the drug of choice which were used in the disease trachoma. And the treatment based on the situation, it can be mass treatment or it can be a selective treatment. So if you see the mass treatment, you can call it as a blanket treatment also. Here the prevalence of moderate or severe trachoma is more than 5% in children who are under 10 years of age. So when we are giving mass treatment when the prevalence rate is about more than 5% in the children who are under 10 years of age. Next one is application of 1% tetracycline ointment to all children. So twice daily for 5 days, each month for 6 consecutive months. Twice daily for 5 days in every month. For how many months? For 6 months they are giving. And once daily for 10 days, each month for 6 consecutive months they are giving. If the tetracycline ointment is unavailable, then you can go for erythromycin. You can go for the drug of choice, erythromycin. So coming to the selective treatment here, so where there is decreased prevalence means where there is decreased or less prevalence rate. So the whole population is the whole population which is at risk is screened, and they have taken the case finding, and treatment is applied to those persons who are having the problem. If you see here in mass treatment, if the prevalence rate is more than 5%, then irrespective of the disease condition we are providing the treatment. In case of selective treatment, we are giving the treatment only for the case who are the persons we are having the active problem. So coming to the surgical correction, if individual is having any kind of lid deformities, trichiasis means mainly the upper eyelid hair follicles are irritating the cornea. In case of entropion, the lower eyelid lashes are irritating the cornea. Next one is immediate impact in the prevention of blindness. Coming to the surveillance here, so once the control of blinding trachoma has been achieved, then for the next few years they will go for surveillance of active inflammatory trachoma cases, whether it is in control state or whether it is again relapsing again, and the whole family should be kept under surveillance because it is a communicable disease. It can transmit even from the fomites and the articles which were used by the infected person. If you see the health education here, we have to target the mothers, young children mothers. Why? Because it is mainly occurring in the children who are below 10 years of age. So we have to explain them the importance of facial cleanliness. We have to explain them the permanent change in behavior patterns and environmental factors. And you have to give them final solution in improving their life conditions and quality of life. Coming to the evaluation here, so we have to evaluate this program in frequent intervals. So effect upon the intervention is judged by age and specific rates of active trachoma and prevention of trichiasis and enteropia. So coming to the trachoma control here, so WHO goal is to eliminate the trachoma as a public health problem by the year 2020. So elimination of this trachoma as a public health problem is defined as reduction in the prevalence of trichiasis unknown to the health system to less than 1 case per 1000 population for 1000 total population. So if you see here, they want to reduce the trichiasis cases and also they want to reduce the trichiasis follicular cases. So reduction in the prevalence of active trachomas, and that is trichiasis folliculation in the children who are aged about 1 to 9 years to less than 5% per 1000 population. So elimination strategy is having an acronym which is called as SAFE. It was adopted by the international organization WHO in the year 1996, which means S stands for surgery for trachomatis, trichiasis, and E stands for antibiotics to clear ocular cornea trachomatis infection, and F stands for facial cleanliness to reduce the transmission of ocular corneal trachomatis, and E stands for environmental improvement, particularly improved across the water sanitation. So you can see here, dirty faces and flies cause trachoma. Fight trachoma by washing your face regularly. So it was a Sudan trachoma control program. Even in India also these type of activities were taking place. So what is the SAFE strategy? Surgery for the persons who are having problem with the eyelids, proper antibiotics, facial cleanliness, and environmental change. So with all these things we can decrease the trachoma cases. So here there is a strategy called GET by the year 2020. In 1997, WHO launched World Health Organization Alliance for Global Elimination of Trachoma by the year 2020. So there was partnership with the support countries for the implementation of this SAFE strategy. So what they are following is epidemiological assessment, monitoring, surveillance, and project evaluation and research mobilization. And we have another organization which is called as ICTC, which is called as International Coalition of Trachoma Control. Coming to the India, so National Trachoma Control Program, it was launched in the year 1963, and it is mainly incorporated with the National Program for Control of Blindness in the year 1976. So if you see here, trachoma in India, trachoma got eliminated and trachoma is no longer a public health problem in India. We have met the goal of trachoma elimination as specified by the WHO under GET 2020 program, and there is need for constant surveillance by the states to report any fresh cases of trachoma and trachoma sequelae, and then they have to treat them promptly to finally be completely free from this trachoma. In India, this National Health Control Program was launched in which year? In 1963, and it was incorporated with this National Program of Control of Blindness in the year 1976. And India has achieved the goal to eliminate the trachoma disease from the India's major health problem. The main thing we have to do is keep surveillance. If you find any new case, treat them promptly so that the disease is eliminated from the person completely. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. If you have any queries, you can drop it down in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.